The ultimate deck podcast. Need a show about outdoor living? This is where it's at with your hosts Shane Chapman and Way Laurent. Thank you for tuning in. Now let the show begin. Yeah, the ultimate deck podcast. Let's go.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Ultimate Deck Podcast. Wade and Shane here today. First October episode, and feels like October out there.
You know what? Like there was
kind of pissed off about it.
There was some snow last night.
There was. I didn't want to tell anybody because it was like hard to tell. I took the kids out to Swirl World. Have you heard of Swirl World?
I have not.
You know where Menchie's used to be?
Yes.
Frozen yogurt.
Okay.
It's called Swirl World now.
Ah.
They really wanted to go, so I was like, I let them talk me into it. I was not in the mood. I was actually
because it was snowing.
A bit of an asshole about the whole thing, but eventually I gave in and took them. And while we're driving, it's like there's raindrops hitting the windshield, but I was like, is that?
Wait.
It's not falling like raindrops, like it's hitting and melting instantly, but it was blowing around a bit, and I was like, is that snowflakes? Are you? What?
It happened.
And then by the time I got to Dudney Avenue, I could see it kind of like blowing along the street.
Yeah.
You know, like rain doesn't change directions. Rain falls. It might go sideways, but it doesn't go down and then drift up.
Yeah. It doesn't ever travel.
It was doing that.
Across the road, yeah.
I was like, those are frickin' snowflakes. Are you kidding me? And then tomorrow's supposed to be 20 degrees again.
Like
tomorrow's like
at
spring day.
Worst, best case, whatever case, it was sleet.
That's probably a more accurate
But there was like
description.
It was looking pretty snowy.
Yeah.
It was looking a lot like snow. And yeah. You know, that's always a sad day.
October, what, 6th? 5th yesterday?
Sure.
5th it was yesterday. Oh!
You know what we need?
Not ready for this.
We just need a really long fall. That's what we need. Snow.
Right.
Thanks.
And at least it happened. It was last night. It was like 8 o'clock. It was dark, 7:30 dark. You couldn't see it. And it's like none of it was sticking. It was
Maybe
like
nobody noticed.
Nobody probably noticed except unless you were out at that time.
The lady we met this afternoon, she didn't notice it. I told her about it and she was just like, no, it didn't. And I was like, well, but it did for a little wee bit, but then it was gone.
But then woke up this morning, drove Avery to school, and it was 0 degrees. Like it was cold.
Mm-hmm.
And so
it was -1 at one point today when I was out.
Anyways, football game is tomorrow, and it's supposed to be 19 degrees tomorrow. So it's like it's back to being like nice tomorrow.
Yeah, and then next week, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Whole week is not bad.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday next week's supposed to be super nice as well.
Just a little blistery, windy thing coming through here right now, and that combined with precipitation at this time of year is a dangerous combination.
Always dangerous.
You went boating in it this morning, though? Hey?
Yeah, I did.
Fishing in this
Took the
worst day of the year.
Took a few of the people fishing today. A couple of the employees. So that was really good. We didn't catch anything.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
That's why I said you went boating.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't go. And Rebecca was mad. She's like, I thought for sure I was going to catch something. It's like, well, it's not catching. It's fishing. We were fishing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Like maybe we had a bite. Maybe Dale had a bite. He might have had a fish on at one point.
I think Dale dozed off. And then
that's not true.
Had a jump awake moment where you're like jumping, you like jerked the rod and was like, oh, I got some. I was like, no, Dale, you were snoozing and you woke up. Settle down.
He was the most talkative member of the whole crew today.
Oh, so he was drinking.
Yeah, it must have been. There was no. Yeah, Dale was not snoozing today.
Okay,
so
you had a story?
Yeah, I do have a story. Okay. So, when I was in. Where were the last WRLA meetings? They must have been in Calgary. We did board meetings. So the last board meeting we did, did I tell you about this towel folding incident that I had done? So I taught everybody how to fold towels properly.
No, what?
Right.
So Western Retail Lumber Association meetings.
Correct.
You're on the board. It was a work event.
And
you're teaching people how to fold towels.
Correct. So after we went for steak dinner and we were talking about, just things in your past that were not tolerable, things that you didn't,
You say that, and I just made the whole story up in my head right there. It was like things in your past, folding towels. I was like, okay,
right.
Wade's past, yeah,
my past. And so what happened was, I was in a relationship, and I did laundry. I was like, this is so great, so good for me. And I helped out, and I was trying to be helpful and just trying to contribute. And what I found out was that the way I used to fold towels is wrong.
Yeah.
And it was you can't fold the towels where you like fold them in half and then turn them into like sheets. They have to turn into rolls, right? You have to like roll them up.
What?
Right. So I had them like they were flat so you could stack them in a cupboard.
Obviously.
Obviously, right? That's wrong. You've been doing it wrong this whole time. And someday I'll show you how to do it properly. But so I was taught how to like take a towel, fold it in half, like widthwise, so that it's long and skinny, and then you double it over, right? And so now it becomes half as long,
right?
And then you roll it.
That's where it all falls apart, right?
And then
there.
you put it in the cupboard, rolled up like a Tootsie Roll.
And you stack them with the ends out. Like I can understand, like that to me is like, oh, you're gonna put 3 towels on display in the bathroom. I can understand the rolling. At that point, but in the linen closet, like, why?
I don't know. That was just what I learned that day. So
isn't it funny how like our habits like that, like it's just learned. It's just however you did it when you were a kid. It's like that's the way to do it. Why? Because
that's the way you do it.
That's how your mom did it.
Yeah.
So you've been wrong for generations, is what you're telling me.
You're right. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm at WRLA meetings. There's like 12 people around. We're having dinner. We start to talk about this, and everybody's like, well, I need a demonstration. You have to show me. So then I like ask the server, I'm like, can you get me we're staying at a hotel. We're staying at the Delta in Calgary. And I was like, can you get me a room towel? Is that possible? And he was like, absolutely. So he like disappears, comes back, brings a room towel. So then I folded it and showed everybody. So today we have this like WRLA group chat. Everybody's in there being like, happy Thanksgiving, have a good weekend, everybody, blah, blah, blah. And the one guy was like, I'm going home this weekend to teach my family how to fold towels properly. Thanks, Wade. So then it goes off and everybody else is like, oh, blah, blah.
Wait, because you're now saying that the rolling is the proper way? Like he's going to go, everybody folds in that at the table.
No, everybody is now round.
Right.
But they used to fold flat.
Right. He was saying they also fold, but now he's going to teach them how to round.
Everybody goes round and rolls them now because I gave a demonstration about the proper way to fold towels.
So
so anyways, then I was like, when I retire from the board, I will be disappointed if you guys don't give me a towel.
Yeah.
So
do you still roll your towels?
Yes, I do.
Now? That was...
Now I'm like
I'm only assuming relationships here, but I'm guessing it was the really long one.
Nope.
It wasn't the really long one?
Yeah, it was the one before that. Because the long one.
Before?
Sorry, after that.
Okay, yeah, after that.
Second one.
Okay.
This is Aaron.
So the long one was a folder?
Flat, as it should be.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, okay. Boy, I had that backwards. I assumed it was going to be the long one.
And then.
So do you still roll them now that you're free from
I'm a buy folder. I either fold or roll. I'm a buy towel.
Why do you add that stress to your life? That's a decision you shouldn't have to make every day. How do you decide now? Like you're just like on the fly, you're like whatever feels right?
Yep. I flip a coin. Do you remember that Dave Chappelle skit? And it's like, I flip a coin. It's like heads, heads I roll.
Oh man, that's
tails
tough.
I fold. So
what's the science behind folding once first and then? Like I get the folding in like lengthwise. But then why do you fold it in half before you start rolling? Why not just take the full long and just start rolling?
I don't know. It must take too long.
Rolling's not efficient. Therefore, you shouldn't roll.
Fold and roll. It's pretty efficient. Try it. I'm just telling you, just try it. Like what's going to happen is you're going to get lit up at home because all of a sudden your towels are going to be wrong and you're going to get in trouble.
I'm going to do the whole closet. That's going to be great. I'm going to do the whole closet that way. So I actually
just one night when she goes to bed early and then go up there and just redo every towel in the linen closet. She'll wake up in the morning and be like, what the F?
Yeah. Somebody broke in here.
Folded your towels the right way. We
bought a new couch recently and our old couch had adjustable headrests behind it that could either lay flat or they could lift off if you want a headrest.
Yeah.
So there was when they were laid flat, there was a tabletop surface there. There was a flat surface. It was probably 10 inches deep or something.
Okay.
And that's where we'd put some blankets or short little blankets, fleece blankets.
Yep.
We'd fold it and put it on the back of the couch. The headrest. But the new couch doesn't have that. So there's no place to put those blankets anymore. So the other day I was home with the kids and I was like, well, I don't what's the new plan
solution?
For the blankets? And my wife was like, we're gonna have to put the blankets and get some sort of shelf for the blankets. I was like, Dad, we don't know. We don't need more crap in this house. There's so much kids shit and everything in here already. I don't want more furniture. I was like, we could just slide them under the couch. She's like, no, I'm not gonna put the blankets on the floor.
Yeah.
They would get dirty. I was like, fine, but what's the solution? So anyways, while she was home, I was cleaning the house and I was like, It's in my hands to find the solution right now.
Yep.
Whatever I do right now might stick.
This is it. Yeah.
I rolled the blankets. So it's
Hey.
funny timing of this. I folded the blankets just like you're saying, and then I rolled them and stacked them up in the corner of the couch with like the pillows. And I was
Doesn't
like,
work so good.
It can work in that scenario. I just don't understand.
So if you want to keep your towels on the couch, no problem.
Yeah,
You just roll them up.
sure. That's super funny. Anyway,
You're going to have to
to
try
each their
this.
own.
and
I want
then
to poll. I want to see how many people roll versus fold their towels. Like it's got to be predominantly folding your
It
towels.
has to be 80 or 90% fold.
Rolling them is for crazy people. Like
Right.
anyway,
Well, you have the opportunity to like ask the roller.
I don't
At one point, you'll be able to come across her again and you'll be able to talk to her.
listen. I heard something. I need to verify this. So here's
Can you
the thing: like
explain the science behind
we absolutely live within the control of our spouses. Because for sure, the way however my wife grew up is how it's supposed to be too in our house. It's like, doesn't matter how much I try to change that. But
Yeah.
what bugs me is like, I'll try to sneak things in there sometimes my way, and then she won't even know. And it's like, I don't even give her the chance to tell me to do it differently. I'm just like, I'm going to sneak this thing in the dishwasher that she doesn't like to put in the dishwasher, but it's fine in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
That guaranteed next time I go to that dishwasher, it's gone. Like she will have taken it out and like washed it by hand and then put it away or something. He's like, if you didn't notice it happening, leave it alone. I'm trying to make a point here, but I never get away with it. The one day she was like, there was a bunch of stuff that was going to probably go to the dishwasher eventually. And I can't remember what it was.
Tupperware.
But something that doesn't like have a spot in the dishwasher isn't like, no, like, the plates go where the plates go and this goes where this go. But this stuff is just kind of like you tuck it where it fits. And so I was like, what is all this stuff here? Is this dirty? She's like, yeah, but don't just throw it anywhere in the dishwasher. Make sure like you don't overload it or whatever. So I was like, yeah, okay, sounds good. I don't think I even replied, but just like when she wasn't looking, I took it all.
in the
Nope,
dish.
I didn't stuff anything. I threw it all on top of the other shit that was on the top rack. It was just like on purpose, just like scattered. Like it was like lids for Tupperware dishes or something like that. Just the lids though.
Yeah.
I was just like 12 lids, just like bloop, on top, push it, close it shut. And I was like, she's going to pull it open to find a surprise. And she did. And she laughed at least
Yeah,
because it was
that's
so
funny.
obviously that I was doing it just to get under her skin.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Deck maintenance tips for the fall because it's the fall out there.
Here it is. It doesn't even really matter what country you're in. It's fall now.
It's fall no matter how you do it. And it's about to get nice again. But now's the time, like, even if it's not 0 degrees where you are, it's about to be cooler in about a month.
Certainly time.
These are the tips, the prips and prips
Prips and tips.
that you do before it gets snowy and wintry. So just deck maintenance tips, what to do to kind of prepare before winter sets in. I know this is early, but people are going to listen to this over the next number of weeks. And like, I don't want to talk about shit either. I'll be honest. I don't want to admit that fall's here. Do you know how long I waited to turn on my little heater in here in my office? Like we still have the air conditioning.
have
on
a
this frickin'
heater
thing.
in your
I have
office?
Oh yeah.
I should get one of those.
Absolutely, you should get one of those. But I put it away, and it's like there was a few days in here recently, just that like outside wasn't getting above whatever 20. So it's like the building cools off at night, and then it doesn't warm up real fast. So it's like whatever. It's like 18, 19 degrees in here, but it's just a little bit cooler than it is in the summer kind of.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I gotta use like a sweater, like the heater, and it's just like I ain't turning that heater on because once it comes out, it's like that's the official end of summer.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what the calendar says, what the weather says. As soon as you pull out the heater, it's over.
Yeah, I
Turning
made
the
that
furnace off on at home.
Yeah, I made that switch at home. The furnace turned on the other day.
Yeah.
I had to. My house had got down to, it was 62. My thermostat at home is in Fahrenheit.
So weird.
So it's like 62. And I was like, well, this is too cold.
Here
I
we go.
can't operate in here. And I
But
was
it's
like,
just like at that point you have to ask yourself, is there going to be any days left that I need the air conditioner on for?
no.
Well, no. Well, then you might as well just flip it to furnace. Doesn't mean it has to run.
Yeah.
But you might as well have it on the mode that might happen
Yeah.
or that
It's
is about to happen.
more likely that I need the heat cycle than the cool cycle.
Yeah.
And so anyways, I left it on cool until it was
I'm not turning the
honest to
furnace
goodness, it
on.
was yesterday.
I'm turning the AC off.
Right. Yeah. So
Okay, deck maintenance tips to make sure that you're safe and protecting your investment going into winter. Number 1, cleaning the debris off your deck. So fall brings with it falling leaves, twigs, grass that tracks a little bit more because it's dying, dead plants and shit that are just dying. So clean the deck off, basically. Just make sure there's not a lot of leaves and grass and crap, especially between the deck boards where they sit upon your joists, because if your joists are not taped and protected from that, those things are going to hold moisture against the
Because there's no proof that that tape actually works.
Yeah. Show me it.
Prove to me that it works.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this is silly.
Yeah.
It's protected.
Yeah.
You know how like a jacket works? Same.
Yeah. So if your joists are taped, less of a big deal, but you might as well still clean it out of there. So stuff can get caught between deck boards. Just blow that out. If you have to stick a pencil down there or something, you blow it out. But usually a blower will work.
Yep.
Or pressure wash it off. You could do as well. But just get
That's
the
what I
stuff
would
off
do.
there.
I think I'd use pressure washer.
Yeah. Because if it's a wood deck, so if you have wood deck boards, you leave debris, that is going to encourage rot. You're adding this like organic material that's going to like get wet and not dry, especially like come spring.
Yeah, it's just going to hold moisture.
Yeah. So it's no good to do that. So clean the debris off. The other thing is too, is if you have debris on your deck, such as like twigs or maybe pebbles or rocks, those are little like tripping hazards that you're not going to see once the snow does kind of start to cover your deck. So just like clear it off and make sure that you have a pathway that's kind of clean for.
Could scratch the deck as well.
Sure.
You know, so.
Yep. And leading into that, washing and cleaning it. So make sure that it's clear of debris, obvious debris, but also now's a good time to just give it a rinse, especially if it is a wood deck again.
Yep. So
perform a good cleaning the deck using a pressure washer if you have it out this time of year, or hose it off, sweep it off, whatever it's going to take. Can help prevent mold and mildew too, because sometimes this time of year you are getting organic material you don't really see from the leaves falling, whatever, too, and like kind of covering the deck, and that could be a food source for mold and mildew growth. So even if you don't see it, there may be things there that are yummy to stuff that's going to show up in the spring.
Yeah.
So power wash it. If you need a cleaner,
we've
got one.
This point brought to you by Tud Suds.
Tud Suds. Go to tuds.ca. We currently have it on 20% off. So it's just a degreaser and cleaner for your deck. You just add a bit of it to your pressure washer, or if you have a really nasty stain, like a grease stain or something like that, you can just put it in a bucket with a stiff bristle brush and put it in there too. But lots of people just put it in their pressure washer in the soap tank and spray it off. So Tud Suds at tuds.ca is 20% off right now, so might as well take advantage of that. Number 3, inspection. So now's a good time too to look for anything in the deck that may be falling apart. Do you have any loose deck boards? Do you have any nails that are protruding? If you do have a wood deck that the deck boards were nailed down, often those will wiggle loose over time.
Yeah.
Especially after the summer of using it and more vibration on it and whatnot. So have a quick look. Again, if that gets covered in snow, tripping hazard. But just go out there and reset those nails if you have any broken screws.
Have you ever high-centered yourself on a shovel? Like when you're shoveling a driveway, right? And you like hit a ridge and you like jab the shovel handle into your chest.
Yeah. Not for a long time, because I'm super careful about that now, because it sucks so bad that the memory of it is very, even though it hasn't happened to me for probably like 15 years, I can still feel it.
Right. It's awful. And so that can happen if you don't have the screws all the way down or the nails all the way down.
Yeah.
Or a deck board that, part of the board is pulled up. Like there's beside one of the knots, a piece of the wood has folded up, or one of the knots is actually standing up, and you're like, and you're just giving her. All of a sudden, whammo.
I used to do it all the time, especially when you're younger, because you don't weigh as much and you're not as stronger. And you almost like put the handle in your rib cage a bit with your two hands, and just so you can get more leverage pushing. Yeah. And then you're like running down the sidewalk, and then like one control joint, it's like, blah! Like
feet off the ground, fully over the shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm for sure the old guy that keeps the handle to the side and just like shovels and throws more than pushes, because that's an awful feeling. So inspect for loose boards, check the railing, make sure your railing is nice and stiff and secure, because you're not going to be able to, you're not going to go out there and do any deck repairs for the next 4 months during winter. You're not.
That's not happening.
So if the railing needs some tightening up, do it now, because if it starts to fail in the middle of the winter, that sucks to have to go out and do it then.
Yep.
So just kind of check everything over and make sure everything's safe and sound. It's going to make it to the spring when you're able to get out there and do some more work on it if you need to. Sealing it. So if you have a composite deck, you get to skip this part.
Yeah. These are the advantages,
right?
Of doing,
You don't have to worry about sealing it. But if you don't have a composite deck and you're dealing with wood, now lots of people are motivated to do this in the spring. The snow melts, they're about to use their deck. It looks shitty because like the water just melted off it, and it's
got some dust on it, right? There's always
wear.
like dirt and dust and stuff in the snow.
Yeah. It's accumulated, maybe some mold underneath the snow, who knows.
Yeah.
But one of the best times to do it is now, before you go into winter, for a couple of reasons. Number one, winter, like people think of like winter, you get lots of snow, so therefore it's wet, and it's wet in the spring. Winter is very, very dry air. Think about your hands and your lips and everything else that dry and crack in the winter.
Yeah.
Your deck boards are going to they're going to be extremely dry. And when wood's extremely dry, it cracks.
Yep.
So if you can condition your deck boards now, put some oil into them and keep some moisture in them, it's going to maintain them longer going through these humidity and dry cycles. So stabilize the wood by just sealing it up and oiling it.
Yep.
Second part of it is when the snow that's about to land on it does melt in the spring, the deck boards are protected and prepared to shed the water as opposed to absorbing it all, which then, like the more water that gets into your wood, the shorter life it's going to have. That's the story.
That's it.
Keep
Science.
water out of it.
It's just the science.
It'll last longer.
Yeah. It's funny how often we talk about that in the store with people and they're just like, what? Really? Like, I should stain my deck in the fall? It's like, why not? Less likely that it's going to rain. It's still fairly warm.
Yep.
The freeze thaw cycle is awful on wood.
Yep.
So, and then in the spring, you just have to pressure wash it off.
Yeah.
It's already done. And in the fall, you're going to put all your furniture away. So put the furniture away, pressure wash it, stain the deck.
Yeah, exactly. Here's another deal for you. So
what?
we still have a little bit of Q-Tech left. Q-Tech sells quite well. It's an amazing product. You can look at the reviews of it. People love it. We don't ever put it on sale because it
Why would you?
flies out of here.
Yeah.
And we usually at the end of the season run out. We do have a little bit left. We don't have a sale on the Q-Tech itself, but if you buy Q-Tech Extreme Oil, you get 25% off the Deck Boss brush.
Oh.
The Deck Boss brush, if you haven't had this thing before, is the answer to your staining frustrations. Nobody wants to
For the deck.
for the deck. Not going to help you in the railing.
This
if you
is
got
not
wood
good for
rail,
rail.
not good. But the Deck Boss is a 7-inch wide. Was it 2 inches? 7 inches by 2 inches.
I think so.
There's like 63 million soft bristles in it. So it picks up a ton of oil. You connect it on a broom handle that's at an angle.
Yep.
So you just started curling or about to start curling.
I'm going to try it.
It's like curling broom. So it's like it makes staining the deck floor
Fun.
as simple as sweeping your kitchen floor.
It's fun. It makes it fun.
Yeah. Like it could be like it takes that 6-hour job and makes it a 1-hour job. It's a premium brush. It normally costs like $60, something like that, but it's 25% off if you're buying oil anyway.
Yeah, and then you can
That's
wash
it.
the brush out. Keep it.
Yes, reuse it. People keep it for years and years and years. It's not a
Right?
throwaway brush by any means.
No.
So get a cleaner. You can get the Q-Tech Quick Clean, acts as a cleaner, or any.
Tud Suds.
Well, I don't know if that'll cut the oil. Well, it's a degreaser. Maybe it does. I've never tried that.
Mm.
But any traditional like mineral spirits or turpentine or whatever is going to clean oil. Clean the brush up and store it again. Use it for years to come.
Yep.
But anybody who buys one, like some people are like, that's too expensive. I'm just looking for a cheap brush. Okay, fine. We have those too. You can get a decent stain brush for $10 or $12.
Yeah.
But
They're not on
people
sale.
People who buy the one that's on for $45, it's like they love it.
Yeah.
Because it just makes the job so much easier.
No, well, the traditional brushes are not on sale. Only the Boss.
Correct. Because they're only $12 to begin with.
Yep.
So that is the sale brush. If you don't want to spend $45, fine. Grab the 6-inch like Bennett one that we have on the website for, it might not be 12, it might be like 14 or something like that, but it's like cheap regardless. Also a good brush. Doesn't attach at an angle to the broom handle though. That's the trick.
No good.
Number 5, plant and furniture care. So unfortunately, your plants are done if you live here.
It's over.
Like if you're down in the southern states or maybe even southern Ontario or Vancouver, you can probably still grow for a little bit longer, but it's over here. We're getting down into the minus temperatures. It's done. So get your plants off the deck and dump out your baskets because that's just holding a bunch of moisture and whatnot in it too.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
organic
put a
debris.
plate under it or a tray or something to.
Yeah, you can catch that too. But you might as well get it off if it's going to be a tripping hazard. It's just going to be buried in snow and whatever. So,
Yeah.
and your furniture, like unfortunately. So if you are still using your deck, by all means, leave it out. If you have a
I was just listening to the podcast from the deck shop. We got to put our furniture
it's
away.
over. But we're having a gathering there this weekend.
Doesn't matter. They said put it away, and so now it goes away.
It's gone.
Sorry.
It's already done. I put the furniture away. I rolled up the
Towels.
I rolled up the tarp that was out there.
I rolled up the towels.
rolled it. But you might as well start thinking about putting that stuff away if you're not using it. Some people extend their usage by having a gas heater or something on the deck, and the evenings can still be fine with a little bit of a gas fire pit or gas heater, or if you have a 3-season room, whatever, obviously those things are fine.
Yes.
But if not, you might as well get after it before it's all covered in snow, because you're going to hate it worse then.
Well, because then you're like the first snowfall, what happens is it melts, and then all of a sudden your cushions are all wet and it's late, and now it takes weeks to dry instead of they're already dry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
Number 6 is gutter maintenance. Now is also a good time because, for one, we talked about the falling debris and the leaves. Your gutters on your house generally tend to fill up at this point as well, full of leaves and crap.
Yeah.
A lot of people leave that or don't even think about it until their eaves start overflowing in the spring.
Yeah.
And then you got a bunch of ice up there,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's unsafe to go like try to empty that now, and it's like also crappy work to do. Just do it now while the leaves are dry, and you could always blow them out with a cordless blower or something.
Yep.
But the point of this is, if your eaves do start to overflow, especially in the spring, because they're full of leaves and stuff, all that extra moisture is landing right on your deck below and soaking your structure for the whole thaw season, which could be a month of just like constant water dripping straight down your deck. A few things are going to happen from that. It's getting wet is going to accelerate rot.
Always.
Where it's dripping, regardless of the kind of oil you have on there, if there's this consistent line of water dripping on it for a month straight, it's going to wear differently in that spot. So you might as well get that out of there.
Yep.
But also the overflowing eaves, if you're still in a freeze thaw cycle, like thaw during the day, freeze at night, you're going to end up with this like ice buildup where it's thawing all day, dripping, and then freezing, and then continues to drip, and then builds up this ice
bumps
wall thing.
Yeah.
So just make sure that your drains can drain properly.
Yeah.
And final one is an insect check, which is kind of related to the thing before, just examining the deck and making sure that there's not insect or rot damage in places too. We don't have much issue here with termites. We've got carpenter ants, but insects aren't a huge issue in our market. However, this podcast is famous worldwide. And so termites are in other places.
Like, I don't know that I would even stop it worldwide, you know? Like, it could be a universal podcast.
If this hits the airwaves, you never know who's listening.
We should put it out
Probably
there.
a lot less chance that there's termite issues elsewhere.
You think that's one of the first things the aliens have dealt with?
Yeah.
You know what I want to have happen out here in this new galaxy? No termites.
Yeah, if we're gonna go through all the trouble of building stuff on this new planet, wouldn't that be a bitch? if
Nothing
there was,
eats it.
Bugs that eat it. That would be awful. No, but if you're in an area, now's a good time to check again, because you're not going to be able to see much or do much over the winter. So if there is damage that has been caused by insects or other things right now, now's the time to like pop that joist out and replace it, or replace that deckboard. Or
you're also going to end up with a little bit, like, depending on what sort of snow removal you do on the deck. So your termites have eaten away at some of your wood, and now it's compromised structurally, and now you're going to add a bunch more weight to it if you don't shovel the deck off properly. And you know, that's never good to have more weight on less strength. Yeah. Because it doesn't work, you know?
That's true. What's your favorite part about the fall? Do you like fall
The
as
colors.
a season? Like the color of the trees and stuff, the leaves that they turn?
The foliage. It's not like...
Do you like
not even close.
fall? Do you like autumn? Do you call it autumn or fall?
I call it fall.
Okay.
I do. I prefer fall over summer.
Really?
Yeah. And
wow.
This is so
why?
Lots of reasons.
Okay.
One, I don't like it when it's hot. Like, I don't like 35 above.
Yeah.
That's not a good temperature for me.
Fair enough.
I run hot already. So, it's like 20, 21, great temperature. 15.
Agreed.
Yeah, like 15 to 20 is like, I'm really happy there. 15 to 20 with sun.
So
I'm happy there.
That's fall.
Yep. I like the color of the leaves. I much prefer like red and yellows and like vibrant fall colors. I actually really dislike how short fall is in Saskatchewan. You know, like if you get out to the East Coast or even Southern Ontario, fall is much longer, right? It's like a month and a half or 2 months.
I feel like we get 2 weeks of it.
I know. And
like
then
mid-September till early October.
Yeah.
Maybe mid-October if you're lucky.
But if you get out further east, like their fall is a bit longer and it's really nice.
Yeah.
Usually less rain than spring.
Okay.
Cool in the evenings, so you can open your window. You don't have to run air conditioner. You can just use like a natural coolant to your house, and I like it cool when I sleep.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then also it's like hunting season, so like all that.
You have a lot of reasons to like fall.
It's not even close, actually.
So I don't know what this is, but as you're talking, I feel like I figured out maybe the reason why. I believe that I am somebody, I guess, who must just like look forward to what's next. And so I don't like fall because it's a sign of winter coming, and I do like spring because it's a sign of summer coming. But if I think about what's actually happening in the moment, is spring nice? No.
Everything's dirty.
It's a trashy season.
It's muddy. That's like the snow comes.
It's rainy and muddy and dirty.
The snow goes away, and it's like you have a whole winter of garbage that's everywhere. Garbage is in the trees. It's in your yard. It's like all on like the main roads are full of garbage. It's gross, man.
And fall, the temperatures are nice, and it is nice look. Like in spring, it's like, oh, spring is like tulips and green. No, it's not. Everything's still dead and just thinking about coming to life.
Right. You don't look at a tree that has little buds on it and be like, oh, that tree that is dead with a bit of life on it looks amazing. It doesn't. It looks like a dead tree with a bit of life.
And your lawn is still like brown. It's got snow mold on it. It's
covered in dog shit.
It's covered in dog shit.
Right?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
It's awful.
But if you ask me, if I didn't put any thought into it and you're like, what do you like better, spring or fall? I'd be like, spring, absolutely.
Yeah.
But then if you think about it, it's like, what do you like about spring? That summer's coming.
Yeah. That it's just about over.
Yeah.
I like that it's just about done. Yep. No, I prefer fall.
See, and I don't actually mind fall. I don't like fall because it's the end of summer, and I really like summer. So for me, it's just like, my wife's like you, she likes the color, she likes everything about fall. I think a lot of women
sounds super smart.
like fall. She doesn't roll her towels though.
Yet. She doesn't even know.
And they're all like, the pumpkin spice this, and she's not really into that train, but like that's why a lot of women like to be like, oh, I like to dress up like in like cozier clothes and have my pumpkin spice stuff. And I was like, I get it, but it's like, it's so short until it's shitty out. Like, so why would you like that? But anyways, I kind of sort of get it. But we went for a hike not too long ago. My wife's just like, we're out in Wascana Trails.
I saw the pictures there.
Leaves are all turning. She's like, this is just like so beautiful. And I'm just like, winter. It's like, it's like any day now, the sails are going to dry up and it's going to be winter.
You just have to appreciate that moment. So I did the same thing. It was probably a week after you guys went to Wascana Trails. I was golfing at Deer Valley, like same valley, 2 minutes away from there. Yep. And all the leaves had fallen. Like when you stand, Deer Valley's got 2 or 3 tee boxes that are kind of elevated and you look over the valley. Yeah. And I had missed it. Like I didn't golf there in the like peak of fall. And so the leaves had already fallen off and I was standing on the tee box and the guys I was with, I was just like, damn, I missed it. You know, it's like, I always love coming out here in September because the course is always the course itself is always in good shape and the views are great. And I really like September golf. Yeah. And then I missed it. And I was just like, damn.
It's frustrating though. It is a little bit golfing when there's leaves in the ground too, though. You can't tell where you're freaking ball.
Shane, I hit the ball in the middle of the fairway.
Nope. There's no. I don't. What do you mean?
Yeah, but when I lose the ball, I really lose it. I don't ever have to look.
Don't even bother looking for it. Yeah, and I actually don't mind. I don't mind winter either until December 26th. I am a big. I love Christmas. I love everything about Christmas. I like it's like family, and I enjoy Christmas music, and I enjoy Christmas, the vibe, and everything about Christmas. I think it's all fun, especially now that I've got like kids, lots of kids again. But once Christmas is over, it's like January and February can piss off. I have no
use for them.
No use for January and February. There's nothing to look forward to in those months. It's just cold and crappy, and then spring is coming, but it's not close enough, so it's just like crappy. What I need to do is buy a sled, and then I can go enjoy January, February a bit more.
No, what you should do is take $10,000, which is that's what the sled's going to cost you. You should take $10,000 and then you should go somewhere hot for a week because that'll be 7 to 10 days that you enjoy. And if you buy a sled, you are not going to ride it 7 to 10 times. You are not. And if you do ride it 7 to 10 times, you'll blow it up and it's going to cost you another $2,000. Yeah. So just take your family and go to Phoenix.
You're not wrong.
And rent an Airbnb and just go where the trees are naturally orange or red and your wife will be happy.
Yeah. We had a lot of kids. 10 grand's probably pushing it.
Leave them with the grandparents.
Right.
Split them up. Just be like, you get the 2 crazy ones. You get the old one.
All right, we're drawing straws. One of you gets to come with us.
Yeah.
Sorry, little Teddy, it's not your year.
Not your year.
It's never my year. I never get the long straw.
That's Timmy. Isn't that little Timmy?
Yeah, whoever it is.
Anyways, yeah.
Okay, well, I guess that's it. If you're a fall person, enjoy it. It's over quick where we're from, I guess. But it's October, and so Halloween's coming up, and then she's game over.
Halloween's fun. I like Halloween more than Christmas. I don't like Christmas.
Really?
Yeah. Not that I don't like Christmas. I just like, I hate the music. I hate the commercialization of it. Like, I hate that you have to give gifts and you have, like, I don't like that.
Yeah, see, for some reason I like all that stuff. I could, like, Halloween is whatever to me. Halloween is one day. I don't decorate for Halloween. I don't get excited about Halloween. Like, I like that the kids go have fun with it, but
You don't dress up?
I don't dress up. No.
That's so silly, man. Embrace your inner
should.
child. Yeah, dress up and hand out candy. You'll enjoy it more.
I actually thought, well, I don't ever hand out candy because I'm usually taking them out somewhere and then, like, somebody else is home handing out candy. But this year I thought about it because my, like, Avery, the 6-year-old, wants to dress up as one of those, like, inflatable T-Rex.
Oh,
things or
yeah.
whatever. And then
So good.
And then Casey, I'm sure, would get on board too. And I was like, you know what we should do? I told my wife this. I was like, they should go as a couple dinosaurs, and we should go as, I don't even remember their names now, Doctor whatever, like Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Dr.
Jurassic Park stuff.
The
Do
guy
that.
and the girl.
Do
We
it.
should go as that. It'd be fun. And like
Yeah.
even Kendall, little guy, could dress up as like a little tiny baby dinosaur or something. And,
Yeah.
but yeah, we
raptor.
never have.
Right? He could be like a little raptor.
Yep.
Like the smaller ones.
So I don't know. Might have to get after that this year. But anyway, thanks for listening. This is also to say that like you can still build decks right now too. We're not saying pack it in. There's plenty of building happens in this season. It's actually perfect time for building them too. Which
Yeah.
I think we have an episode or two about that as
At
well.
least 5 times we've said that.
Yeah. So get out there and build it if you don't have a deck yet. And if you do have a deck, well then follow these tips to keep it in good shape.
Better maintain it.
Right? See everybody next week. We'll chat again.
Hey, thank you for listening to the Ultimate Deck Podcast. Now you know what we're about. Check the site, come and shop. UltimateDeckShop.com. Hit us right away for sponsorships or tell us if you want to collaborate. Let's go. Check us out on any social networks. Thank you for listening.